Thank you everybody for joining. Today we're gonna host a Gen AI session, with AWS, co-host with AWS. I'm sure some of you get invited or get an email from AWS account managers or from Ascending. Just give everybody a quick introduction about Ascending. We're AWS certified partners. We have been working with AWS in the last 7 years. Particularly in the last 2 years, we are focused on the Gen AI. This is the second enablement sessions. We're gonna focus on more Gen AI use case in different industry. I'll just do a quick introduction. John is our Gen AI specialist from Ascending. He has extensive knowledge on the Gen AI, particularly in different models on AWS, Bedrock, AWS Q, different service that are using generative AI. So John, you're up.
Thank you very much for the introduction, Rio, and thank you for your time, everybody. You cannot see me because we have some issues with the camera, but very nice to speak with you all today. And my name is John Roosevelt. I'm the solution architect here at Ascending. And like Rio mentioned a couple of minutes ago, so I've done Gen AI project, especially in the healthcare and the accounting world, which I have built products that they are still using it today. So hopefully today I can share some practical lessons that I've learned from building those products. And by the end of this talk, I hope you can walk away with something that is useful for your line of work. And if you have any idea on how you want to build your product, let your AM know. Without further ado, let's dig into it. And there are three topics, really, just three topics for today. And we will leave some time towards the end for Q&A. And the first section, I really want to show you the real product, how people are actually using Gen AI. And there are a lot of hypes around Gen AI, and people feel this is just a very vague. It's very abstract. When you say Gen AI, what do you mean exactly? So I'm going to show you what I mean by Gen AI in different industry, okay? And then we're going to talk about the key to the success of generative AI. Actually, this is true to almost all the machine learning project. It's really your data, how to manage your data, or the security, policy, ingestion, organization, and also the people who can access the data. Everything about the data is the key to success. And last but not least, I will show you a real demo that you actually can build it yourself after this webinar. Probably won't take you more than 20 minutes or so. You can see for yourself if you can build an AI product for your line of work, and I will show you how to build that. Okay, let's go. This slide is actually, I just put it in yesterday. I was in Whole Foods yesterday. I was at the cash register. I saw this Harvard Business Review special edition on Gen AI. So I pick it up and I read the whole thing. I was hoping I can get to some insights from that magazine. But unfortunately, the only thing that I can find that's relevant for today's discussion is this picture you're looking at right now. So this is a survey done by Harvard Business Review recently, which is showing you how people are actually using Gen AI. Different color coding represents different usage pattern. Okay, for example, the red on the left is for content creation and editing. The green ones, usually I use a lot, which I use Gen AI for writing code, for giving me Excel formulas so that I can analyze data, etc., etc. So you can see most of the people are using Gen AI for content creation and also troubleshooting and technical assistance. And I want to pick two of those use cases and talk about it because I've seen our attendees' background, so it looks like this is the most relevant to you folks. So those two correspondent survey participants said that, I really use Gen AI a lot for creating Excel formulas. so that I can analyze my data that reduce my time on that particular task from 45 minutes to 3 minutes. And the other participant said, I really find GenAI really helpful in digesting, parsing through long legal documents. Imagine you are a legal professional. You were handed over a 300 pages long complex SLA, so service level agreement for a SaaS company. And imagine you have a tool where it can give you a condensed version of it without losing the details. And those are the most interesting area where GenAI can be useful for people's day-to-day work. But on the other side, so how GenAI can be helpful for the business overall, not just for individual. And next slide, I'm going to show you 4 use cases from manufacturing, healthcare, and accounting and legal. So just wanted to show you the real product, real screenshot from a real use case. So this product you're looking at is a product developed by Evident. This is for the manufacturing industry. This screenshot you're looking at here on the left is the chatbot interface. I believe most of you are familiar with that interface. It's very similar to ChatGPT. But what's special about this particular product is what's on the right. And this is a knowledge base where you can upload your own company documents. And in this particular demo, I'm showing you the technician who is troubleshooting a complex industrial equipment. They usually come with hundreds of pages of service manual. And what you do nowadays is upload all those service manual into your knowledge base, just drag and drop, that's it. And then you can start asking questions. You can start asking questions about, for example, I can ask, what is the filter efficiency of the oil mist separator? And the AI respond with a list of documents. As you can see here, I know the picture is a little blurry, but every answer is accompanied with the corresponding references. So you can be very sure that you're getting the accurate answer from accurate sources. You see those little number 1 and 2 in the answers section. So those are the references. Not only that, the AI will ask follow-up questions for you towards the bottom where you see there are 2 rectangle boxes. What is the purpose of oil mist separator? And how does the filter efficiency of the oil separator compare to the other separators? So AI help you to ask follow-up questions. So this really saved the technician's time when trying to do what they call FFD, fault finding diagnosis. And I want to remind you to keep this usage pattern in mind because you will see that in other industry over and over again. So the next product has very similar concept, right? You basically have a Copilot product, has a chat interface, and that chatbot, whatever you want to call it, knows a lot about you, knows a lot about your client and your company through reading the company documents that you upload. So in this product, which is called Law Droid, it helped the lawyers to draft case law, do case law research, and summarize legal documents and draft emails to their clients. So let me show you a screenshot. So in this particular case, we're uploading a motion for judgment to the chat interface. And then I asked the chatbot to extract the arguments, the main arguments from that document. So as you can see here, the AI, so I'll wait for that video to replay. So I hit extract argument, and you will see the third argument, the first argument, and the second argument. So this is very, very helpful because this sample motion for judgment is 300 pages long. So AI can really extract what you're interested instantaneously. And not only that, you probably have seen towards the bottom of it, it says, do you want to create counter argument? If I click on yes, in this case, I click on yes, it not only highlight the argument in that piece of document, it also write me a counter argument based on all the content that in that document. Now imagine you have hundreds of documents that you have to read through for a particular case for your client. It will be very helpful to let the AI to memorize all those details, and then all you do is just ask questions. By asking better questions, you will get to the better answer, and it will be a tremendous help for legal system and legal professional in their research and their case preparation phase. Now, the next one is my personal favorite, and I've been in the healthcare world for a while. And this product I just recently built for one of my urgent care clinics in New Mexico. The interface you're looking at here, very similar concept. Like I said, it's a chatbot, right? It's a chatbot tool, but the chatbot knows a lot, in this case, about healthcare in particular, especially emergency medicine, because the client is a urgent care clinic. So I have infused the emergency medicine knowledge into the chatbot, and also I have uploaded a bunch of patient safety and Medicare, Medicaid guidelines into the chatbot. So when the doctor comes in, see a patient, they don't need to type a lot on their keyboard, and just for documentation purpose, jotted down what was talked and what was discussed, and what is the recommendation the doctor has made to the patient, and what is the patient's present illness and the main assessment and plan. All the doctor just needs to, you see this little green microphone icon down below. So the doctor just need to click on the microphone and just talk, just like talking to a medical assistant. And the AI tool will transcribe doctor's words, word for word, accurately, and also generate a summary. In this case, it's a summary of this entire visit. And what the doctor can do at this point is copy the response in this blue bubble into their EMR system, their patient management system. And if the doctor chooses to, they can ask follow-up questions. For example, hey, give me the assessment and plan for this particular patient. And also give me the billing code, the ICD code for this particular visit. That saves time for a lot of people. We're talking about the doctor, could be a nurse practitioner, a physician assistant, and also the billing folks of that particular clinic. They can look at the ICD code that the AI generated and just tell me, tell the AI system, is it good or bad? Give us some feedback, right? That also helps me to improve my AI tool. And the next one is AI for accountants. And the reason why I picked this is because I buy urgent care clinics as my investment. So I work with a lot of financial documents, and I work with accountant a lot just to find out if that business is profitable or not. And also a lot of the time I have to ask basic question, hey, what's the net income of this business in 2023? And so I work with a lot of accountants, and they told me that there's a tool called RightWorks Spark, and they find it's very helpful, which is what you're looking at right now, the black screenshot. So imagine you are a staff accountant. Usually staff accountants work with the partner, which is next level higher than them. And so the engagement partner, usually which is a partner, has maintain all the client relationships. So imagine a client call you, hey, I just played golf with my friend, and he mentioned something really interesting. It's called Utah's Enterprise Zone Tax Credit. Can you tell me more about that? And so you are a staff accountant. You got that email. Now, before Gen AI era, what you have to do is pass that email or this call to a partner. Partner usually quite busy, so the client probably have to wait for a few hours, maybe sometimes days, to get an answer. And staff accountant usually can't do much. Now you have the tool available to you right now. What you can do as a staff accountant is, okay, ask the AI, tell me more about Utah Enterprise Zone Tax Credit. Well, you might be thinking, well, wait a minute, I can do that on ChatGPT myself. Why do I need a specific software for that? So in this case, this software is using ChatGPT in the background. But now that ties back to the point I I mentioned. Your data is really the key here. The reason why you're not doing this on ChatGPT, twofold. One, data security, right? You don't really want to share your client data with OpenAI. Second is this custom built AI tool has all the knowledge about all the call transcripts you have with your clients, all the IRS publications, and also your company's business strategy and brainstorming documents, everything about anything about this client, about your company, he has it, the AI has it. And over time, you will build a library of knowledge that only specific to you. So it will get better and better. So in this case, because I was asking what's the explain Utah Enterprise Zone tax credit, it look up all the information that this company, this accounting firm has about this particular subject. So you can be very sure that you're getting accurate sources for this information, right? And not only that, you can ask AI to draft the email to that client about this program and also do a little bit of business development, right? Just ask the client to call you if they think they're qualified. Now, there are three things I want to highlight here. First, draft the email. So because you have all the emails and call transcripts with that client in your database, in your library, your email is very personalized, right? And second, the AI knows a lot about your business strategy and also all the things you want to do for each individual client. And AI will draft the email in a way that's important to that particular client. So it's at the end of the day, it comes down to personalization. So forget about all the AI thing, right? All the AI, all the hype. At the end of the day, you want to find out what is the best way to utilize the information you've already accumulated in your business in the most efficient manner. So Gen AI happens to be the most natural way for human to interact with machine to get the most out of the asset you already have in your company, which is the data you have accumulated about your product and your client. So I spent quite some time on this topic. So let me move on to the next one. Hold on, let me clean my annotation. Okay. So like I said, over and again, your data is really, really the differentiator. So hopefully at this point you have come to a conclusion that, well, AI is great, it's sexy work, but at the end of the day, it comes down to your data, right? So mm, people are coming from different backgrounds, so you are all at different stage of your tech journey. And I don't know which phase you're at in this AWS landscape, data landscape. But those are the tools that AWS offer for you to store your data, analyze your data, which is more on the left half. You see this Amazon Aurora, RDS, DynamoDB. Those are all everything about storing your data securely. And once you have your data stored properly, you want to find way to analyze it, right? So this is where a big data tool like EMR and Redshift is helpful. You can get something out of your data, right? Now to go one step further, you want to have an agent that perform actions automatically based on the data you have. So in the previous example, the data you have is the call transcripts, RS publication, right? Those are the data sitting in AWS, for example. Now you want to perform an action. In this case, is sending an email. And eventually you can probably have this process automated. You can say, well, once you get an email from your client, based on the nature of that email, AI can categorize the type of the email and trigger different workflow. And for this particular question, that triggers a email sending workflow, right? So that whole automation is possible with the natural language processing power that the Gen AI offers. Now, this is all very abstract and very high level. So I want to bring us down to earth again. So I want to show you a little demo that I have put together. This is a real real demo. Of course, it's real, and it comes from a real use case. Like I said, I buy a lot of medical clinics, and so a lot of time I have to go through hundreds pages of financials and balance sheet and tax return just to find out if that business is profitable or not. And I'm not doing that myself. I have to ask my accountant and financial expert to do it. I paid for their billable hours, so they're not by any means cheap. So my goal is to reduce the labor intensive nature of this going through financials as much as possible, right? So this demo, what I'm going to show you is, so I have a bunch of documents here, and this is financial documents for this particular urgent care called ABC urgent care. Okay, so this is a typical P&L you will see from any business. So it's not structured. It's not spreadsheet. Usually what I have to do is ask my accountant to turn this piece of document into Excel so that they can do their math. They can do their Lotus 1, 2, 3. Okay. This is very labor intensive. And especially when the documents is not very well formatted. Okay. So this is the balance sheet for 2022. And I also have a tax return. I also have a tax return. Okay, there are a lot of information. Just imagine you have to manually transfer data from here to spreadsheet. That's a lot of manual work. I also have a Word document here. Okay, so now you have these data. What do I do next is upload them to a AWS S3 bucket. You can think of it as a place to store your PDF, okay? And then I'm going to connect that S3 bucket to an AI chatbot, and then I can start asking questions, just like I'm asking my accountant about if that business is profitable or not. Okay. Let me switch to our demo view. So I want to show you this first. So I have uploaded all those PDF into AWS S3 under the ABC Clinic folder. Okay. And the next step is I created a knowledge base. If I have time towards the end of this webinar, I hope I can show you how I create this knowledge base. Okay. So bear with me for now. I have already created a knowledge base that's connected to the S3 bucket that I have just showed you. Let me make the link here. See, source link. If I click on it, it will link me to the bucket that I have just showed you. Okay, so I created a knowledge base with all my data, in this case, all the financials and balance sheet about that business. Now I can ask questions. I can say, well, let me pick a model. Let me pick a Gen AI model. Let's pick the latest and greatest Cloud 3.5 Sonnet. Okay. You pick a model and say, what's 2023 net income? The company's, so it's retrieving and generating response. So as you can see here, it does not contain any information. Okay, it doesn't have anything about 2023. Good. Let me see if I have anything about 2022. So the net income is minus 255. So this business is not that profitable. And I want to verify if it's indeed the case. I can hover my mouse over this little number here. It will show me where this information come from. Okay, I can click on it. It will link me to the PDF that GenAI sourced this information from. So let us do a little bit data QA. So what is this? 2022 1065. Okay, 2022 1065 is this document. So it's indeed minus 225. So it's accurate. So this is very accurate. And I can also say, well, usually if the business is profitable, the next question I usually ask is, what's the payroll expenses in 2022? Because usually payroll is 50% of the revenue. So I want to make sure the payroll is not more than 50%. If it's extremely low, then there's something fishy going on. Oh, it does not have anything about payroll. Okay, if I don't have anything about payroll, probably I should ask the seller to give me information on the payroll, right? So now you can see, you can start asking questions about your document without asking anyone to help you do anything at all. You don't have to transfer the PDF, do OCR and extract number and put it in the spreadsheet. You can start play around with your raw documents as is. Okay. How are we doing on time, Real?
It's perfect. Just so everybody knows, the playground, the visual, the interface John is currently playing is AWS Bedrock. Everything is enabled. You don't have to build it yourself. You can just access that through your account, search for AWS Bedrock, and then knowledge base. And John, go ahead. Feel free to talk about the Bedrock. I know the knowledge base enablement.
Okay. So it looks like we're doing okay on time. So I want to show you how I created this data knowledge base. Probably will take 8 minutes. So what you usually do is you will log into AWS. So I'll start from scratch here. So you log in, you see this interface, and you probably don't see Bedrock showing up here because you haven't, assuming you are assigned a AWS Playground account, you don't have anything. So you just search for Bedrock, okay? And you can bookmark it so that it will show up on your dashboard. You click on Bedrock and click on Get Started button. Okay, now there are a lot of things going on here, very busy, but I want you to focus on the left-hand side and click on the knowledge base. Okay, I have created 3 knowledge base, but for you, probably you will see nothing here. You click on Create Knowledge Base, this yellow button. And here, you don't have to change anything really. You can leave everything as is, okay? But if this is on a production, I don't recommend you to create a new service role. This is where time-consuming part this is the time-consuming part, okay? But in this case, we're not so concerned about the permission and the security. So you will just scroll down all the way to here, choose your data source. Now, depending on what you want to play with, you probably have a Salesforce database about all your customers. Probably you want to connect that. But for the sake of this example, I will pick S3 because that's what I did for the demo I just showed you. Okay, you click on S3, and that is it. Click on next. So we have performed only 3 clicks so far, not too many. Okay, you come down here where it says S3 URI. Okay, click on Browse S3. You will see a bunch of S3 bucket here. In my case, it's this bucket. I'll choose this bucket. You know what? Actually, I can click into it. I can click into it. I see the top level folder called knowledge base. And under that, I have HVAC industry and I have urgent care clinic folder. And also have a financial due diligence folder. And under that folder, I have this ABC clinic. I put it there so I can just check that and click choose. And the last step is click on next. Okay. And this step you will be prompted to choose an embedding model. So embedding sounds very complicated, but it's really not. This is how GenAI break down human language into a language that the machine can understand. Think of it as the GenAI's stomach is digesting your information in a way that the machine can understand. And you can pick any embedding model here, but I would say you just stick with the uh, Amazon Titan that usually perform pretty well. And you don't really have to change anything at all here. Just leave everything as default. And then you click on next. Scroll all the way to the bottom, create knowledge base. That is it. You want to leave this tab open. It will refresh itself after 5 minutes. And once this page refreshes, you will see a screen like so. So you will see your knowledge base created. So after 5 minutes, you will see this screen. And after that, you just do what I just did. Select a model, doesn't matter which one, pick the latest one. And then you can just start asking questions. If you made any changes to your S3 bucket, so for example, you uploaded some new documents to this folder, right? And you just come down here, select here, and hit sync. That is it. That's all you need to do to set up a knowledge base. So like I said, it's really simple. It's really simple. You don't need anyone's help to try this out yourself. And that concludes my demo. So what I have just shown you is a simplified version of this diagram, which is a production product. It's a product on production. So you have a GenAI app that connected with a LLM model, and that LLM model is able to query your structured data, in this case, Salesforce, Snowflake, your database, and also unstructured data. So the PDF is a form of unstructured data. So the LLM is able to query both structured data and unstructured data and come up with a response with references to the end user. So that's the idea here. This pattern is extremely helpful in a lot of the industry based on my experience working with clients. And I have seen very high adoption rate of this particular solution across many industries. So that is it. So let's turn AI hype into measurable results for your business. So if you have any idea about your app, GenAI app, talk to your AM or give us a call. We will be happy to help.